Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Prof. CK, and this is All the Mod 7 to the Sky. Let's get started. Hello. So when we first started, we had said that our goal was to do all of the quests. And in particular, this ATM star is really the final, air quotes, goal of the pack. And in order to make this, we've got to build just a crazy amount of things. And it's a little daunting and a little scary, but all of the rest of the quests kind of guide us there. So for example, we need a dragon soul. To make a dragon soul, we've got to make all of these things. So for example, this dragon's breath, I mean, we can create it using a loot fabricator, which we'll be getting into soon. We can just harvest it from going to the end, right, and dealing with the dragon. The dragon stone is from Botania. It's just diamonds. The dark soul from Forbidden and Arcanus. Well, we've got to collect some souls, which we'll look at how we do that. These souls are different from the Corel Tombstone souls. We've got to make some Corrupti Dust, which is Ender Pearl fragments and Arcane and our Obsidian Ingots, Blaze Powder, Netherwort. Obsidian Ingot is just Obsidian and Iron. So it seems it seems intimidating, but when you break down the steps, it's really not that bad. So let's start making some progress down this quest list. Now we've got a lot of quests we finished that we haven't collected the rewards for, and there's quite a few. But one thing we can do, let's make sure our inventory is clear, is there's this collect all here in the top right corner. If we hit that, all of those quests turn themselves in. So we've got 100 XP times 4, we've got 10 XP times 2, 50, 20 XP, an Aldemodium nugget, a blaze head, some dust, rod, vibranium nugget, a zombie charm, that's handy, and a zombie heart. So if we look now at our inventory, there's all those things. Let's go ahead and drop those off for now. Whoa! Okay. I was not expecting that. So also between episodes, I upgraded the pack to version 1.1.1, and apparently that changed some things that I was not prepared for. So let's neaten that up a bit. I think this is too much. Whoops. Let's go with medium for now. I'll play with this a bit more off camera and see what the heck is going on. But there you go. I am not always prepared for everything. Let's put this stuff away. I can see this new interface being cool. Got our armor and let's see, grid size, the filter. Okay, so this part's the same. That's the same. It would show things we can craft, things that are stored. So the size is new. Auto refill crafting grid, that's the same. JEI search is the same. Okay. Well, where were we? Oh yeah, quests. Goodness. All right, so we finished the getting started part 1. Let's get through getting started part 2, and then we'll decide where to go next. Now this one kind of threw me at first because with all of these bits, it's not clear where you start. But clicking around, you notice there's this little highlight arrow going in from here and going out to here. So that's our prerequisite and our dependent. But what we can also do is view dependencies and walk it back this way. So we can see that connecting power here was a prerequisite. And so if you're ever just lost, you can just click through this way until you get back to the start. So we finished this, Getting Started Part 2, View Dependence, Getting Started Part 2 Basic Power. And that is this guy right here. It took me a little bit to find that, so I wanted to show you in case you run into the same thing where it's like, okay, here's all of this stuff, what's the start? Because you do have to do things in order. We have to make magmatic dynamo. We did that already, but it didn't detect because we hadn't finished the precedent. So we hit the checkbox, we've got our XP. Now we need to make a magmatic dynamo and a metallurgic infuser. Well, we've already got a magmatic dynamo. Let's go grab that really quick. All right, here we go. Let's grab that and then I'll explain this here. Boom, magmatic dynamo, quest completed. Put you back in. Let's grab our wrench. Turn you back to pull. Put your upgrade back in. You're back to running. So remember I had said that you can automate the energizing orb with a bit of clever redstone? So it doesn't even need to really be that clever to do the one item at a time recipes. So I made a bunch of the blazing crystals. The orb puts out a comparator signal when it's crafting, how many items are in it. So comparator, and then a repeater just to loop it around and lock the hopper. And did I already take the stuff out? I did. So let's, oh, we got to set this every time? Oh my goodness. What did we choose? I think we chose this medium. So if we were to grab, say, let's do a quarter stack of blazing rods. If we put these in the hopper, it puts one in, and then this redstone locks the hopper until it finishes making whatever's in there. And it's smart enough, it only outputs items that are completed. So that's a way you can automate this for single item recipes. If you have two item recipes like the energized steel, it's basically the same thing, but you put a hopper on this side, a hopper on that side, run your redstone around the other way, but then you also need like a lever or something to lock it until you have both items populated. We may look into that. Now I can show you how that works if my description wasn't clear. But going back to quests, let's see, we've done that. We got our multi-cycle injectors, which I think we've actually, what do we have in here? Auxiliary reaction chambers give us less energy per fuel, but more maximum output. The multi-cycle injectors give us more energy per fuel. So right now, because we're running on lava and we have infinite lava, not concerned about our fuel efficiency, so we'll just store that guy. So now we can continue on this way or come down into the mechanism. But continuing this way, our next step is the flux sieve and flux hammer. Well, we already have those, so let's head over to that area. All right, and then we can just pick these up. So let's grab, what's in here? A bunch of cobblestone. And put all that cobblestone back. I have a bunch in my backpack just for random building materials. Are you still lined up properly? Let's see, 16, 15, 16, yes, okay. And we need to grab we gotta take these out, and we'll grab our flux sieve. And then put you back down, put you in. We need one gravel for our item frame. And that's done, no rewards. Next, flux compactor. Put all this stuff back in. Why is the cobalt... Alright, well, you know what? We can just put that back in here and it'll get processed. I've been kind of keeping an eye on this. It seems to be keeping up. If this ever gets backstuffed and these are getting over full, we'll look at adding a second compactor. So there's our flux sieve, there's our gold upgrade, which we picked up. I don't know if you remember, we made that a while back. We need to make a diamond upgrade and a netherite upgrade. So let's go do that really quick. So back in our cargo area, let's go X machinis. So to make the netherite upgrade, we need 3 diamond upgrades. To make the diamond, we need 3 gold. And to make the gold, we need, green dye. We are, let's see. You know what we can do is grab a bunch of these mystical green flowers. Oh, that's too much. Oops. Oh well. Let's throw those on our to-do list. So we're going to need 9 of these. And these only stack up to 3. So 3 of those, and the netherite upgrade. And there we go. So if we come back up here, I think what I'd like to upgrade, since we've made this, well, this is going to blow our power use through the roof. Yeah, we don't have enough power to run this thing yet, so let's hold on to it for now. So you're done, you're done. Oh, well that's nice. You know, let's make an extra gold upgrade though. We'll hold on to that diamond for now. I want to stick this in just the gravel processor so that we can get some more diamonds and emeralds coming in. So let's see, you are turning cobblestone to gravel, and you, let's see, give that a second, let's make sure we're actually getting more gravel. I just want to watch this for a second, make sure that it's keeping up. So 17. Are these perfectly in sync? Well, that'd be interesting. Yeah, there we go. Another second, and all right, it's running. So this whole side is done. Let's go take a look up at this, the pulverizer. So the pulverizer, if we take a look at its uses, we can put things in to get dust. So we could put in, say, gravel to sand. We could use it to turn the ore, like vibranium ore, to give us 2 vibranium dust. We don't have to use the hammer anymore for that. And what we can also do, let's find these really quick. or less quick. Here we go. So we can take the raw gold, put that in, and it'll make us our gold dust with a 25% chance of getting an extra gold dust, and also 5% chance of cinnabar. If we look at, say, silver, same thing, 25% chance of doubling, 5% chance of lead dust. I don't think this thing is really that useful for ore doubling. Just because the chance, it's not that high. So just making a few of the components, some gears, and this machine frame, and the pulverizer. And I think, let's stick it over here for now. And you can go there, and we need to give it power, and my one probe moved. Oops. Let's put that back in the center. So whenever I update the pack, this resets. So we need to get some power on it. You see I was making some more ladders. Let's see. We need ender gates. Are we out of ender gates? All right, well, let's make another one. Oh, I got to make the parts. Hang on. All right, so we pop that down on here. This is filling up with power. So we can use this again to grind down different materials. And if we give it these catalysts, so we can give it flint or we can give it basalt's powder, and that increases the chance of a bonus. I don't think we have any basalt's powder. Yeah, we don't, but we have plenty of flint. So we'll throw a stack in there and just kind of forget about it for now. We'll end up using this as we progress with some of the other stuff. All right, automated ore smelting, we've already solved this, but if you haven't already, here's a good guide on how to do it. So we can set up the pulverizer into a furnace. So we've got the pulverizer. Same thing we looked at with the iron furnaces, so you can configure input, output, auto input, auto output. And you might remember we did the same thing with these furnaces, which I'm actually going to turn off on these until we need them. It just shift left click the middle turns all of those off. All right, so we need a gold furnace, and we've already upgraded all of our furnaces. Well, see, this is one of the downsides of getting ahead, is you end up having to redo some of your work. All right, so let's make an iron furnace. We can have a spare gold furnace. It's not a big deal. It's not like we're short on gold. All right, so augment smoking, fuel efficiency, blasting, and speed. Oh, we have a blasting augment. I'll just grab that out. Did that not register? There we go. All right, and then you can also just right-click these in instead of having to go through the going through the interface. So let's make the rest of these. We need So we did blasting. We need smoking. We'll make a quick smoker. And I'm going to zip through the rest of these because you don't want to watch me just do boring crafts. Oh, but that is a really good point. I crafted it here and put it straight into the storage. Did not put it in my inventory, and it didn't count. So that's a thing that's easy to mess up, as you saw. When you make something, if it's for a quest, you have to put it in your inventory for the system to see it, and then put it in your storage. So let me make the rest of these. Did we need this one? And was that it? All right, so we're just kind of banging these out. All right, and then the wireless transmitter. And I'm going to go ahead and make 3 of these because we have those 3 furnaces over there. I'll show you what these are about. So what we can do, let's actually grab a power cable and move you again. So if we put power cables like this and we put our ender gate on top of that, that's still getting power. We can take this wireless heat transmitter, plunk him down, and bind these. So this one you see isn't bound yet, and these 2 are bound if I hold the shift to this wireless heater. What we can do is take the sulfur out, and these now run on RF coming into here. So we've now got heat going into each of these without having to wire them directly or put a factory upgrade. So we'll collect that, and that finishes off the iron furnace. Now this is just a checkbox to get into the thermal expansion. So if we look down here, we've got this thermal series set of quests. So all this does, let's come back here. This checkbox just says, go check that chapter out. And now we've finished this top half. And again, this getting started is really just about teaching how do the core mechanics of the pack work. So let me make some of this stuff really quick, and I'll be right back. All right, so I actually want to show you this next one because it's a little more involved to make these infused alloys and basic control circuits because we have to use that metallurgic infuser. So I made that really quick. It's just basic parts, some ingots and furnace. But to make this infused alloy, we have to make it in that metallurgic infuser we just made using iron and redstone. So let's put that down over here where it's got some power. That's full up. Let's grab some iron and redstone. And in order to make this infused alloy, we need 5 of them. So each one is going to use 10 millibuckets of this redstone charge. And each piece of redstone dust counts as, so let's put 1 in, and it's got 10 millibuckets. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 1 that it already gave us. And you see how it sucks this into the tank. That is going to be important to remember because there are different recipes that we're going to make in here that use different components. So redstone, coal, diamond, obsidian. And we're ultimately going to end up having several metallurgic infusers, but since we just have the one right now, we just got to be really careful that we line up our counts right so that we don't end up wasting or losing this. And we can use this dump to get rid of it, but it's better not to if you don't have to. The other thing is we can make an enrichment chamber which will let us make enriched redstone dust. So instead of getting 10 for one redstone, we'll get 80 for one redstone. So there's our infused alloys, and we also needed to make let's see, the basic control circuit. That takes 20 redstone and an osmium. So let's grab an osmium. And we've got plenty. So we've got an osmium ingot. We'll go 1, 2, and let that process. All right. So now we need to make 2 of these energy tablets. 1, 2. And that completes the quest to make the wind generator. But it doesn't actually make the wind generator. We'll see that we come back to that in here, all the power, which needs osmium, the infused alloy, the basic control circuit, and the 2 energy tablets. But this does have a dependency on this renewable energy, so we have to get that box checked or the quest won't count. In order to check that box, view dependency, all things power, check that box. That's this guy here, which unlocks all of these. So we'll go ahead and check that box just so that we get these enabled. We'll take a look here as well. Starting power, starter power, which is about burning fuel. So remember that original coal generator we made way back, pitiful generator and heat generator. Storing power, which we're going to need to make an energy battery, a redstone flux cell, a basic energy cube, which we're going to make in a moment, so we can double tap that quest, a power cell. And if we come over here to transferring power, go ahead and enable that. And we've got mechanism cables, wireless transfer with flux networks that we're going to get to pretty soon. And then here, making the energy pipes that we've been using from the pipes mod. Oh, and the quantum entangloporter. I've heard so many different pronunciations of this, so I go entangloporter, which lets us teleport not just power, but items, fluids, gases, wherever we need to. And then finally, advanced power generation, getting into bigger reactors. This we'll do much later. But if we come back here, that finishes this. And this, we can get a gold and a diamond pipe upgrade. Let's put all this stuff away. So, pretty cheap. And again, we've already made these so many times, but because we didn't do the quest in sequence, it didn't count them. So I'm going to make a few more things and be right back. All right, so now we have our enrichment chamber and our basic energy cube, which is getting charged. Oh, by our wireless charger. It's filling this thing up. We don't really need that being filled up right now. You know what? I'm just going to store this. Are you full? Yeah, you're full. Okay. We'll store that for later. And our area over here is getting pretty messy. We're going to want to revisit this at some point soon and get organized better and start setting up a proper machine room, probably in here where the med bay is, or would be. So this enrichment chamber is what lets us multiply our resources. So if we take our redstone, let's take 2. And we'll grab some iron because we'll need that anyway. So in the metallurgy confuser, if we put 1 redstone dust, we get 10 millibuckets of redstone. If we come up to the enrichment chamber, I'm going to zoom this for a second, we get this enriched redstone, which if we put in here, so we've got 10, if we add this, we now have 90. So that 1 redstone became 8 millibuckets of redstone. So let's go ahead and start making those circuits because we'll need them. And we can mark off this quest. We can mark off this quest. We need a building gadget that we've already made. And is in our backpack? Yes. And that's some steel. That's nice. Next is this automated ore smelting with mechanism, which is the same idea as what we just looked at a moment ago with the pulverizers. We can use the enrichment chamber to multiply our ores. So with the enrichment chamber, we can take 3 iron to make 4 dust. So we go here, we go 1, 2, 3, and we'll get 4 dust, iron dust out of it for 4 iron ingots. Basically the same thing, the same value we were getting out of the pulverizer. This is a 25% chance of 2. This is a 100% chance of put in 3, get out 4. So, there's better, and we're not going to end up using this right now. But if we didn't have better, we could look at that. And then this is just the unlock to say, go look at the mechanism chapter. And the energy cube. We did get to double dip on that. So if we come back to our getting started, we have now fully completed this entire left-hand side. This right-hand side is a little more to it. We've got to make some potions. Those are pretty easy, but then we have to go to the end. Now, to get to the end, there's no stronghold. There's nothing. The way you do that in this pack is you've got to make the end cake. To make the end cake, we need all this stuff. And it explains that here, right? Being in the void, there's no end portal for you to search for. All you have to do is taste the slightly sour end cake and be on your merry little way. So let's make that really quick. And let's see, so we need 6 eyes of ender. Easy enough. We need 2 end crystals. Oh, so we're going to need 2 more eyes of ender. We're getting our gas tiers from our sieves. So we are going to need to make 2 more eyes, since we used those 2. And a cake. Do we have the parts for a cake? We do! Hooray! Now, all we have to do is place this down somewhere. Let's put it in the cockpit. That seems as good a place as any. Yeah, as good a place as any. You live there. And if we right-click this, we're in the end. Now, one thing we haven't prepared is... Oh, there's a boss. What are you? Lord Jorn the Dirt Digger. Let's see, can we take you? This might be a mistake. You have a lot of health. Oh my goodness. So fortunately our Aldemodium armor is more than a little ridiculous. Could you stand still? Look at how much health he has. So I am hovering, which is why we're getting slowly pushed around. It seemed to help keep him in front of us. Now, oh goodness, we did not bring any bottles. We can't collect that breath. But that's okay, because what we can do is just /home, prep a little bit, and come back for the Ender Dragon next time. So I think, let's call that an episode. If you have any thoughts, ideas, questions, suggestions, let me know down in the comments below. And if you're enjoying this content, let me know by clicking the like button. Thank you very much for coming along, and I will talk with you next time. Bye-bye.